All right, hit that record button. Yo, what's up, guys? It's the real JTW. I got my co-host Big Ant, and we got a guest on. What's your name, man?
My name is Big Mac, representing Wicked Body Productions all day, man.
That's what's up, man. Where you from, man?
I'm coming out of Roswell, New Mexico, man. Lived here most of my life, you know what I'm saying? It's a different type of vibe down there.
That's
I
what's
bet.
up, man. How long you been doing music for?
Professionally, I've been recording this shit about 8 years. Been doing music since I was about 5. Was a published poet by the time I was about 11. So I've been around, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. What's your favorite part about just being like a musician, bro? Like a rapper and all that, bro. What's your favorite part about it?
So my favorite shit has always been lyrics, bro. I make beats too, but you don't, to me, an empty beat is just an empty canvas, you know what I'm saying? So I would have to say
Yeah,
the words, and beyond that, connecting with new homies, kind of like we're doing right now, just chopping it up with folks that are good people.
that's what's up. That's what's up. Big Ant, I'll give you the next question, bro. You can ask where.
So what got you into making the kind of music you make?
The kind of music I make, so I kind of bounce around between like Juggalo shit and horrorcore mix into like some old school sound and hip hop mainly. I would have to say, growing up as a juggalo, I had a lot of homies that were in the scene, and it kind of put me onto the music. And I was like, "Hey, this is cool to listen to, but what if one of us could do that?" You know what I mean? And before
Yeah.
that, my dad's the one who got me started in music. Overall, he was a guitarist and shit. So yeah, it's kind of my DNA, man.
Yeah, that's dope,
Uh,
man. Yeah, I've been checking your music out, your latest release. I think it's from 2024. You talk about some like wicked ass shit, but then you have some serious ass songs too, which I really fuck with.
Yeah, man, I have some stuff from this year. Where you give me listens at, man? 'Cause if you want to hear the newer shit, then it's all through distro. It should be, on most streaming sites by now.
Yeah, I was checking you out on Apple Music, your latest release. It's something something party.
Oh, Party and Praise. If you're talking
Party,
about,
yeah, that's it with 17 tracks. I
yeah,
think,
yeah, that's me and my brother Biohazard. He's the other half of Biomech. Only one of us can make it here tonight, but it is what it is. He works his ass off with a 9 to 5. If you want to hear my solo stuff, Big Mac of WBP, but it's all generalized in the same direction for the most part. You know what I'm saying?
that's what's
yeah,
up, man. Kind of move on to the next question. The mask, has that always been like a part of your image, or did that become something later down the road, or how did you get that?
So, backstory to the mask, man. I'm the type of guy that I've been through a lot. I kind of feel like I put on this mask of happiness to hide my sorrow. It's something that I recently picked up in this form. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the design of it, right? You got a smile and the frown. And
Yeah,
uh, yeah, it's newer. It's newer. I'm digging it so far. I'm digging it.
I like it too, man. That's sick. Kind of with your name, man. How'd you get your artist name? Like, was that something like came from the streets or something? Your little background, or where'd you get that from, bro?
So Big Mac, like I said, the other half of Biomac ain't here. Big Mac I got from my little sister. We were chilling one day in the backyard at her crib. And because we're not blood related, we got different parents and shit, but it's my hood
Yeah.
sister and shit. And she's like, damn, I want a burger, right? And I was like, fool, we're all too broke to afford burgers. She's like, you're the
Yeah.
only one with money. And I was like, well, let's give each other a fucking name off the dollar menu since we're all broke. And everyone went
Oh,
around, picked a name off the dollar menu and all that. And they're like, hey, you got money though. We got to call you Big Mac because that's the most expensive shit on the menu at the time. You know what I mean?
oh
And,
shit!
and
I
plus, I'm a
fuck
fat kid. You know what I mean?
Man, hey, I love that, man. That's fucking creative, bro. Just cause, no, bro, it's crazy because, I know you probably think too. Like, you be like, where does this artist name get his name? Like some people just be using their initials. That's what I did. I used all my initials,
Yeah,
and
no,
then
I know a lot of people
uh,
that do that, bro. I got a fool in my life. I love him very much. His name's Ram,
yeah,
RAM, and he works for Fago Lovers, dog. He's a close personal friend of mine, and that those are just his initials, but everybody just call him Ram. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Kind of moving on to the next question. So, as a juggalo, kind of like people always like look at it differently. I always thought juggalos were cool, bro. Like people think they're
Yeah.
like gang members and all that, but they're more than that, bro. Like music plays a big factor and so forth. But kind of what got you into that kind of like scenery, bro? Like just I mean, where you grew up, did you grow up around those kind of people, or like, like were they a
Yeah.
big influence, like ICP and them, or were they influence on you?
All right, so I was born in '94, man. I don't know how old y'all are or whatever, but I was born in '94 and shit. And when I came up around my town, there's nothing but old school juggalos. You would see hatchet mans everywhere from, I'm talking from a very young age.
Yeah.
So I heard ICP probably by the time I was 5, I'd say I heard quite a bit. So 99. And I met
Okay.
some homies, you know what I mean? By the time I was like 6 or 7, we started playing backyard wrestling when that came out. And they're like, "Oh, are
Yeah.
you down? Are you down with a clown?" And I was like, "Well, what does it take?" And honestly, bro, you brought up the
Yeah.
gang thing. To me, there's a difference between like new school juggalos, old school juggalos. When I was
Yeah.
growing up, we weren't labeled a gang, man.
Mhm.
When I was growing up,
Yeah.
there was none of that bullshit. So it's like, well, if you're down, you're down. And like, do you like the music? Yeah.
Yeah.
You drink Fago, you're drinking one right now. Yeah. Well, I guess you're a
Yeah.
fucking juggalo. Well, I guess I fucking am. Let's roll with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as I heard more of ICP's music and the fam's music, like talking about Psychopathic Records and everybody else, I just fell in
Yeah.
love with it, man. And it's something I've dedicated my life to. I got a Hatchet Man tat, all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, one thing I always respected about Juggalos, bro, and I'll be honest, man, is it's like you guys do roll like a family. Like, see, when I was like, see, I got jumped in like going to the title name, but yeah, like I used to roll around with like a lot of the South Side people stuff.
Yeah.
But just I mean, bro, they don't roll the same like they call it family and all this, but it's like, why do I got to do this to be, you know what I mean? To like show,
Yeah.
like you guys do a
Exactly.
tattoo, you guys did a tattoo, and that was like showing how you guys like way different than like, oh, we're gonna jump in and count to 13 or whatever the case on it might have been. But it's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck's that for? So I respect that, bro, because you guys
Exactly.
actually roll around as a family, and you guys the music it's bigger than what it was. You know what I mean? Even music when I was, rolling out in the streets and so forth, it was a big factor. But just the family part of it, I respect that, bro.
And
But yeah,
every time I, grew up, there's a lot of gangs and there's a lot of, hostility. Obviously I'm a white dude and, so I was picked on off and on. But with Juggalos, they've always shown me love.
Well, that's one thing about juggalos, man. Like, it's so hard to explain what a juggalo really is if
Yeah.
someone who doesn't know, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, we're not a gang, bro. We're not. There's a lot of juggalos who are gang bangers and gang members and
Mhm.
shit. There's a
yeah,
lot of juggalos who are fucking doctors and police officers too. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
What one of us is doesn't equate to all of us, but we are all
yeah,
one family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
yeah. I respect that, bro. I really, like, really do, bro. Hats off to all of you. Like, just even, you don't have like that's the thing too. Like music, obviously you talk probably about it a little bit in the music,
Yeah.
but I mean, street life is always a big factor, whether, you come from a background of it or not, it's always, but coming on to the next question, how was your upbringing? I mean, did you battle any poverty or any kind of struggles kind of that made you the man that you are now today, man? Like any past traumas you want to go over, anything like that, bro?
Shit, man. I'm battling it now, man. I'm making it with this music shit. You know what I mean? I get paid a
Yeah.
decent amount, but I'm in the hood right now. If you saw where I was living, you might run away.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
I'm
that.
just being honest, man. We grew
Yeah.
up broke as shit. My dad worked his ass off to try not to let that happen, but both my
yeah,
parents at one time were, on certain substances and shit. And my mom and dad both went through all their shit. My dad was really abusive at one point.
yeah,
And I'm blessed to say today that they're both doing better. They're both doing
yeah,
amazing, and so am I because they, raised me so hard. But yeah, I went through a lot, man. I went through a lot, and without getting too much into it, man. Yeah, I've struggled
yeah,
with parents being drug addicts and alcoholics. I've struggled with me being one as an adult,
yeah.
partially because of that. I struggle with a lot of things like that, man. You know what I mean?
Do you
Well, hey
think you
man, I appreciate that, bro. Opening up. You go ahead, big answer.
Yeah, do
No,
you think that influences your music quite a bit on stuff you talk about?
yeah, so I have this song called "The Gathacacological Addict," and I know it's a long word. A lot of people tune out when they hear those, right? But it's the agathocacological addict. So agathocacological is a half-ass made-up word, but it does have a definition. It means comprised of both good and evil, man.
That's
So if you
dope.
haven't heard that track, get on my solo page and check it out and let me personally know what you think. That's
Yeah.
kind of my story of addiction and struggles and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, I battled addiction myself, and I know Big Ant's had his issue too. His was, he could dive in, but I had a problem with pills. I don't, you don't have to dive into yours, but like I relate, bro. It's an everyday struggle, man. Like even when you fight it, you
Sure.
beat it. It's like fucking, you're still. I hate that, people still label us as an addict, but we're human. You know what I mean, bro? At the end of the
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
like don't let our lyrics or some of that shit define us. Like, it's just
Yeah.
trauma, bro. So,
Okay. Yeah.
um, kind of
So
moving
my
on.
problem was kind of the same, man. Let me touch on it a little bit more. My problem
Okay.
was kind of the same, bro. I went to see a psychiatrist when I was 9 years old, and I found out that I have a back condition around the same time. So for the longest time, straight up, like I was hooked on big pharma, like a motherfucker. I would
Yeah.
fuck with the pills, pain pills, and sleeping pills from the time I was 11 to 17. Man, my wife is the one
Oh
who finally
shit.
got me clean. I've had a few relapses in between, but I'm doing better today than I've done for the past 20 years. I'm 30 now, and I can honestly say I'm better today than I've been in the past 30 years. Now I just sip my liquor, and I mean sip,
Yeah.
bro. I ain't getting smashed or nothing, you know what I mean? I smoke
Yeah.
my ciggies, and that's about it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. That's, man, I respect that, bro, because, and you opening up on it too, because so many people need to hear about it, bro, because it's like, it's a real battle, bro. And the backstory is crazy always. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
um, yeah, I know. Like for me, it was kind of like, yeah, I had ADHD. So for me, it was like, you know, I feel like it was like, it wasn't adrenaline. It was like always trying to find like a downer. You know what I mean? And I think that's
yeah.
what got me into it. Big Ann, if you want to kind of dive into what your issue was with addiction, you can too, bro.
Yeah, mine was mental health, man. Like I grew up, wanting to do music and everyone telling me I'm not gonna be able to. I have a speech impediment, and that I've been the outcast. So, I got pretty hooked on Prozac, alcohol, I was drinking a lot and I toned down my drinking quite a bit, but it's like it's always something, it's like yeah, just mostly mental health issues I've dealt with.
Yeah,
Yeah, mental health can be a bitch, man. Like, it's hard to deal with and stay sober at the same time for a lot of cats. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I went to see a psychiatrist. I was hooked on opioids real bad, and I was taking either trazodone or Seroquel all the time. And it all started because I went to see a fucking psychiatrist, man. The best thing
yeah,
you can do to remember that is you're not alone and get some fucking help if you need it.
Yeah.
And if you feel
yeah.
you don't, then at least tell somebody what you're going through because you might get some help you didn't think you need that saves your life, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's the most beautiful thing about music, bro, is you could put every thought, every fucking ounce of energy, emotion, and that's
Yeah,
what I stand behind too, is mental health, bro. Because everything, like, we all three kind of like, in a way, in different ways. Mine's kind of darker. Big Ants is kind of starting to get like crazy, like
yeah,
dark. People don't. He's been talking about serial killers a lot lately, and I kind of like, bro. They come from a mental background. You know what I mean? I kind of diving into kind of the music you because I don't know too much. I think I bumped like two of your songs that he sent me, and you kind of have that. You kind of bring back that like Brother Lynch Tech Nine flow. Like, I don't know, like just the
man, bro.
style,
Thank you.
style.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
Thank you,
bro.
man.
Yeah,
We stick to a different couple styles, man. We try to be all over the place. I hate an
yeah.
artist that is just one dimensional. You know what I'm saying? I
Oh
hate
yeah,
that
Yeah.
shit. So I am a juggalo. I do represent hip hop and horrorcore. I love all sides of it. As far as the
yeah,
music goes, man, a lot of my shit is based in reality or what I have thought about in reality with my upbringing and having a lot of trauma and just carrying the weight that I carry. If
yeah.
I say I cut a bitch's head off and threw her in the lake, well, maybe I
Yeah,
thought that about one person
Yeah.
one time, and I might not have went through with it, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Maybe I
feel
felt
that.
that way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I was just making a song the other day about doing that. No, but
He's
bro,
like,
that's
baby mama looking like a target. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, for real. I mean, no,
no,
I've had
bro.
those moments.
Yeah, I
For
got
sure.
you.
Well, it's emotions, bro. People don't understand. Like you just go say, "Oh, I'm gonna go do this or go do that." Like even people, everybody labels everybody. It's like, "Oh yeah, he just want to be like, no, no, like don't always take it back to the the gang life or whatever. Like that might have been a part, but it had nothing to do with this of what I'm speaking. Maybe that was just a sign of emotion." So yeah, bro, they be trying to judge us, bro. Like, we got fans turning to haters and we got haters turning fans. And I always tell people, bro, it only takes one song to change your life forever, bro. Like, that's really
100%.
what people need to understand is like, never give up, type shit. Music is like, it's a remedy, bro. It's a journal and it's
Yeah.
way bigger than just touching down on a microphone or building a beat. So, a
I
big
do
hand, you
want
go
to
on to the
say,
next one.
yeah, I do want to say that even though, yes, like the wicked shit we talk about, it is entertainment at the end of the day, but there's a little bit of truth in that, whether it's just emotions or something, we thought about doing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think all of it is based somewhere in reality, right? I think that's why
yeah.
Esham chose to call his label what he calls it, Real Life Productions. You know what I mean? Because even at the end of the day, if you've never done it, you probably thought about it. And even if you didn't think about it, you probably felt a way that could make you be there. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things that, yeah, I would be dead without music, bro. I would be dead. And if I didn't have music in my life, bro, I'd probably still be fucking up with drugs or whatever. But
Yeah.
you're 100% right in saying that music is one of the best outlets to feel better in life. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why I fuck with your music. I can tell you actually care about the craft. Your flows are on point. Your lyrics are on point. Like you have that give no fuck attitude, but you take this shit serious.
Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, all juggalos, and I think all people, when you really break it down, don't give much of a fuck if they give any, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like you got to give a fuck about something. You know what I mean? Like addiction is something that really hits my heart because, like I said, I grew up with a mom who was an alcoholic, a dad that sold so much stuff they called him Tweaker Doug back in the day. Sorry, Dad, I love you, but you know what I mean? I grew up with all those things. I've been through it myself, man. I've been the drunk, the drug, the addict, and the plug. I always tell people that. So it's something that you really got to remember at the end of the day. It's all therapeutic, but it's all based in reality. And thank you for y'all's kind words so far, man. Y'all are the bomb, fool.
Yeah, no, bro. One thing I'll say, man, is like the biggest thing, man, and people got to understand this as a musician is, bro, like we all stand behind mental health and like the craziest aspects. And, whether it's dark, whether it's got a story or whatever, every song has a piece of us, you know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
even for you, bro, like being a musician, man, it's like it comes with a lot of baggage at the same time because people are always like judging you. But if you know in your heart who you really are, and all that, at the end of the day, bro, all that shit don't matter, bro. Like we're gonna touch people's hearts, and maybe we won't. You know what I mean? Like it's just like I don't know if you ever get like a fan message you and be like, "Yo, man, that song helped me get through the day." Like that shit. If I just save one fucking person, and I know you probably feel the same way, bro.
Yeah.
It's just like you just start saving more people's like every day, bro. It's like they're these fans, these supporters, all these things, bro. They play a factor, but just knowing that we're helping them is like a big factor. Kind of going on to the next question, bro. So, kind of like what do you got going on right now as far as music? Like, I mean, do you got some big things coming in the works right now? Is there anything like any live shows, anything you plan on doing coming up?
Yeah, so we're trying to make it out to Gorefest in Denver, Colorado. We'll probably be there. We usually make it every year. We had a show coming up, but we had to kind of back out of that for, unrelated reasons, but all's well. I just dropped 2 EPs, and what I'm doing with this project, man, I kind of touched on it on my last interview. It's 3 EPs, right? Each one is 7 tracks. They're called Duality, Dichotomy, and Division. Division drops on the 17th of this month. That'll be the last EP. Now I'm gonna put those all together as a 21 track full length album, and it'll have a bonus disc if you buy the hard copy with some unreleased things, some maybe a few remixes, remasters, and some brand new tracks. So that's my biggest thing I have going as a solo artist. Me and my
Yeah.
brother Biomac, we have our newest studio LP coming out hopefully within the next couple months. Like I said, he's busy a lot, but we're trying to get
Yeah.
that done, man. And we have some dope ass features on there. People that if you've been in the underground for a while, you're gonna know who they are. You know what I
That's
mean?
what's up.
And some new people too, man. So
Yeah. That's what's up, bro. Hey, man, that's good to see, man, that you got like it's crazy that you got three EPs and then you're gonna like turn that into an album. Like, fuck, man, that's a lot of songs. I gotta ask, you got any music videos or anything you planning on doing for all those songs or like any of those songs at all? Like,
without giving too much away, because one of them is unreleased, I ain't trying to spill the beans too much. But shout out
okay,
to my home girl Chloe Kills. There's a track coming with her soon. We're gonna try to do a video for. We just dropped a video with Matt Apelli from Lyrical Snuff Productions, man, and they're incredibly talented. That video has been doing rather well. We have a few videos that were kind of new to that world, but
all right.
yeah, man, we're working on it, man. We're trying to bring those visuals too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what's up, bro. All right, Big Ant, you got a question, bro? You're up next, man.
So you have your own label and shit. Me and JTW's been kind of going back and forth on like he has pretty much his own label too with the homie.
Yeah.
Um, so like I'm joining Shut Up and Enjoy the Music, just kind of rock with the team. But how did you form like your own label and shit like that?
So honestly, on the backstory on that, it was probably like me and my wife had just got together, so it was 2011, and Wiki Body Productions is what it is now. But before that, it was what's called a site modeling thing. So we were just like a whole bunch of down ass homies, nothing like crazy explicit material. It was all about how elevating self image, right? So we'd have a home, we'd be like, hey, I took this dope selfie with face paint on. All right, cool. It's a Juggalo site modeling thing. Post it to the page, you know what I mean? And we all
Yeah.
kind of uplifted each other. And that kind of fell off. And me and my brother were already doing music. We're like, we need a label. So we adopted the name Wicked Body and added productions at the end. And we became Wicked Body Productions. And it's been a long road, man. But now we have a self sufficient studio. We have homies that we get music videos done. We're starting to sign a couple other artists, or at least work with them if we're not signing them fully. You know what I mean? So it's a progress, like it's a process, and
Yeah.
you go through the progression of it, man. You just got to work from the ground up if you're doing it the way we did. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. Yeah, I kind of work with, Bio Freak quite a bit. I know. I saw your interview with Freak Show. That's my
Yeah.
homie. He's been mixing and mastering an album and stuff. So I did a couple songs with him.
Oh yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm kind of releasing my album under his label and Shut Up and Enjoy the Music. So that's pretty dope. But I mean, I nobody even knows I'm joining Shut Up and Enjoy the Music yet. But this is probably gonna when you gonna release this interview, JTW?
Probably about 2 weeks. We usually wait about 2 weeks. We do ciphers too, man. I'd love to get you on we got a dark vibe cipher coming out, and
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I might even just do. I want to maybe get your team, bro, and just have you guys all just do a little freestyle. You guys can use the same beat or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
I would love to put it up on a platform, bro. I would love it, man, just to do like a Juggalo cipher, bro. That'd be
That'd be
fucking
sick.
sick.
Hell yeah,
And I
bro. I
mean,
totally fuck with that. I totally fuck with
yeah,
that.
we'll make it happen, bro. I'm gonna be following you on Instagram after, bro,
Yes,
and
sir.
really can't thank you, bro, for just like being a guest on here, man. Because we're building this platform slowly, man. It's gonna take a little while, but it will take off, bro, at some point. And as I
Yeah.
always tell people, just be patient. Sometimes this shit don't. We got people sometimes that put us down, like, hey, what the fuck's taking so long? You've been doing this shit for years. Like, nah, sometimes it takes years just to get there. You know what I mean? This shit
Right.
don't just happen overnight. So.
Exactly, bro. And you're not wrong. I'm building my own podcast too. That's my latest endeavor. If either one of y'all want on there, man, I'll happily bring either one of y'all, man.
Fuck yeah.
Since we were talking about shut up, enjoy the music a moment ago, shout out Tiny Tim, right? You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
shout out Tiny Tim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tiny Tim TJ.
Shout
I
out,
got
man.
2 tracks out with him now. He's the homie, man. He's the homie for real.
Yeah, he hit me up randomly, asked me to join his collective, and I looked up all the people on it, and I fuck with a couple of them, so I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, I would love to, man. I'm not signed, I don't have a label holding me back, I would love to, and I hit up pre-show, and he's like, shit, I mean, I know you're doing, business with me, but I'm not on his label. But he's like,
yeah.
man, you should if you feel like it's the right move, and which I do. I mean, that there's some cool ass people.
Yeah,
Uh,
and since we're on that subject, shout out Stick Monster. He produced some beats, and that logo you see behind me, man. You need some
yeah.
graphic design. Hit up Stick Monster. He
Fuck
fucks with
yeah.
Tim and all them, man. He's a good ass homie, and he does amazing work. Like you can tell by that logo behind my face.
Yeah, that's sick as hell, bro. I like the colorations too, man. Cause
Hey,
fucking,
He
that's
killed it.
if you
He
ever
killed it.
want to do a track, bro, I'm down. I got a home studio, so I could
Yeah.
do it anytime.
Yes, sir. I'm down too, man. I'm always down to work. You know what I'm saying?
That's the amazing thing about music, bro, is like collaboration, bro. Like people don't understand how important networking is, keeping a circle and then building it. You know what I mean? Like we do that shit with our fans every fucking day, bro. Like,
100%.
they're musicians as well. A lot of them are. And then some of them
Yeah.
are just people off the street, bro, or just sometimes like your fucking neighbor, bro. It could be anybody, bro. But
Right.
yeah, kind of going on to the next question. So I always like to ask artists, bro, if they have like a kind of like we all want to leave a legacy. You kind of have an end off point. I mean, like, is there like, or are you just gonna do music till the day you die? Like, is there kind of like, like for me, it's like I want to make sure that I get 10 albums out in my discography before I die. But if you want to touch down on something like that, it's kind of a deeper question, but kind of
So
like,
my daughter's getting to the point where she's making music, right? And I would like to be, the Ric Flair of underground music, where I'm trying to die on stage like he's trying to die in a wrestling ring. It seems like, but
yeah,
what I'm saying is, I'll keep doing it as long as I can. My biggest dream and biggest goal is to pass it down to one of my children one day. I got 2 daughters, man, and
oh man.
just keep it going that way, man. If I could ever, if one of them ever looks at me and like, Dad, that's enough. You're getting old and gray, and your bars are out. I'd be like, all right, and I probably set the mic down to that point. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hey
Hmm.
man, that's what's up, man. That's beautiful thing though, because you get to pass it on to like your loved ones, your children. Man, that's amazing, bro. Big Ant, you got a question, bro.
So I
You're
know
up
you
next,
do a
bro.
lot of shows. So I've done my first show. I think pre-show kind of talked about it, but I did my first show about what was it, JTW, like a couple weeks ago,
Oh
maybe.
yeah.
I think it was like, yeah, probably 2 weeks ago, if that. Yeah, maybe 2 weeks
Did
ago.
in
Yeah.
Kansas City, the homie BTK have a track with him coming out on the 8th, which is when I'm gonna release that. I'm joining Shut Up and Enjoy the Music. But
Oh, yeah.
what tips and advice do you have for up and coming people that just some people are afraid to even touch a stage, which I was pretty nervous, don't get me wrong, but I had to go for it. So what's your advice on up and coming people?
So never be afraid to roll the dice, right? I know it's kind of corny to say, but you do miss 100% of the shots that you do not take. You know what I'm saying? So never
Yeah.
sell yourself short, man. And as always, believe in yourself, even if you're scared to do it. Man, you accomplish things every day you're afraid of doing without even knowing it. Honestly, man, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
your
Mm-hmm.
biggest fear might be the stage. Someone else might be afraid to walk across the street. Set a good example and just like, man, stage fright happens to everybody. Nervousness happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Just fucking get out there and do it, bro. And don't be afraid, and be unapologetically yourself, because there will never be another one of you. You know what I'm saying?
I fucking love that shit, bro. That's
Yeah.
that's a good way. That's a good message for all these artists, bro, that are tuning in and gonna watch this, bro, because
Oh, yeah.
just knowing, bro, that like your fear. I mean, fuck, I gotta get a show going myself. I've been battling depression for many years, so I gotta get myself out there. But one thing I want to ask, when you first started, did you kind of how did you do it? Was the process did it feel like more like you were doing like a karaoke at first, like with the whole song playing, or did you go just put the beat, or how was that like your first show, man? What was it like? I mean,
So my first show was at a little venue here in Roswell called the Unity Center. It's no longer open. But yeah, we just played all our vocals behind and shit. It's something we don't do today. It kind of felt like karaoke, but with more assertion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It. I feel like that's how most people are gonna start out. You know, no one wants to do their first show and forget the fucking bars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've done it.
That's
But
what I did.
you
I
know,
kept my vocals in. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
especially
you
when
were
you're starting off, man. Most people do that anyway. I ain't gonna lie, unless you're like super major. It's just, you know, I'm to that point in my career now that I don't keep them in all the way. I'll cut them back about somewhere between an eighth and a quarter volume, just in case I do fuck up. I hear it, I'm right back on it, you know.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
the first song I did, I had the engineer turn them way down, and it was down a little too much, so I couldn't hear myself, and I felt kind of offbeat, and I'm like, damn, I'm feeling winded right now. But after that
Yeah.
song, bro, I felt like a champ. I'm like, man, I'm gonna go in.
Yeah.
Right.
But we
Well,
have about
shit. That's
five
what's
minutes
up.
left. It's be a good closing time to tell us, anything you have going on, coming up, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out both of y'all, man, for real. Big N, JTW it is. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
JTW,
Shout
man.
out, shout out to both y'all, man. Thank y'all for having me on. If you haven't heard of Biomac or Big Mac, check us both out. You know, that's me and then me and my brother. I got some new shit coming with my wife. We're known as the GDG. We got a new EP that just dropped, Pink Hair, Green Shoes. I got two EPs out with my sister. Go run those up, man. We're called Sad Kids. All that you can be found on my solo page, which is pretty much everywhere, and that's Big Mac of WBP. Once again, WBP is Wicked Body Productions. I got a new Streamlabs store. You want to buy merch, you want to do a track, no matter who you are, hit me up. I'm always down to work. You need beats, hit me up. Whatever, man, we'll make something happen, man. Much love, dog.
That's what's up, man. Well, thank you, man, truly for being a guest on here, man. And we're out, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.